Masquera say, Mare Zimbabwe, welcome to our channel, Zen Confessions and Deep Secrets. Kana karibu tanga kukuya new channel. Please don't forget to subscribe. Kana chungwa garo ka subscriber. Don't forget to comment and share this video. Nasmere Zimbabwe tawigira nyeru pisa nyene tambato ZANU-PF. Kwanga kusina umira mushe. Msumande nfunga takaona faction yaba Chiwenga pamochete na Mnangagwa chiklasha national heroes eka during the burial of the national hero Vatinai Chigudu papa sinaumira mushe muri Zimbabwe. This incident yakaradza kuti mubato ZANU-PF amusinaumira mushe amusina order nekuda kwenyaya the succession battle between President Mnangagwa and his deputy Constantino Chiwenga. So my supporters a faction ya Mnangagwa akanzwikwa achichanta masongs achiindosa President Mnangagwa's continued leadership muri Zimbabwe. Vachitara vachiti 2013 ndi Emerson siyana inai Mnangagwa. The slogan yakabuda ichireflecta ambitions by some of my party members kuti pawango pachiextendwa term ya President Mnangagwa vanikwe vachiramba vari mu office beyond his constitutionally mandated 2 terms iyo iri kupera mugore 2028. Zvisinei machance aya akawanikwa achidzorewa nemasupporters vice president Constantino Chiwenga vaibuda vachitaura ivo vachiresponda vachiti siyanai naye mukanya ndo mutupo wa Chiwenga muri Zimbabwe. So panga pasina umira mushe clash iyi yakauya mushure mekunge pari kunzi vaChiwenga is silent but vakazvipositiona as their successor wa President Mnangagwa. Anofunga vaChiwenga vakabudo vachicriticize mapartners aPresident Mnangagwa. Vanhu vakabuda vachitaura vachiti targeted Weekno Chivayo achitaura iye achiti nguva yehondo hairi fair vanhu vanenge ana Chivayo as zvigananda muri Zimbabwe. Mnangagwa vari kunzi vari kuconsolidate his position nemaprovincial structures zvakare nemaparty leagues vachiindosa a potential term extension okutaura ivo vachiti vada kuamenda the constitution zvakare vari kuda kutraya plan iyo ikaramba vada kutraya plan yekuti vanhu vachidelaya my-elections until 2030 muri Zimbabwe. Anoomira mushe muri Zimbabwe faction vaChiwenga kutaura iyo ichiti aiwa hakuna zvakadaro chimuti ngachimbochinjawo chiende kuwedza kwa vaChiwenga muri Zimbabwe. Nyaya yakaburitswa neNew Zimbabwe vachitaura iyo vachiti tensions within ZANU-PF spilled into the public domain on Monday as rival factions clashed at the National Heroes Eka during the burial of national hero Tinai Chigudu. The incident highlighted growing divisions over the succession battle between President Mnangagwa and his deputy Constantino Chiwenga. Supporters of Mnangagwa chanted songs endorsing President's continued leadership, with some singing 2030 their Emerson, Siana Inaye Mnangagwa. 2030 belongs to Emerson, leave Mnangagwa alone. The slogan reflects the ambitions of some party members to extend Mnangagwa's stay in power beyond his constitutionally mandated 2 terms, which are set to end in 2028. However, their chants were met with counter-slogans from Chiwenga's supporters, who responded with Siana Inaye Mukanya, leave Mukanya alone. Mukanya is Chiwenga's totem. The visible clash of factions comes amid increasing speculation over Chiwenga's presidential ambitions. Despite his silence, the vice president is rumored to be positioning himself as Mnangagwa's successor. Chiwenga has previously made veiled criticisms of some of Mnangagwa's allies, including recent remarks that appeared to target controversial businessman Weekno Chivayo, whom he referred to as Chigananda. Meanwhile, Mnangagwa has been consolidating his position, with provincial structures and party leagues endorsing a potential term extension. Some within ZANU-PF are reportedly pushing for an amendment to delay Chiwenga's ascendancy by extending Mnangagwa's term until 2030. The succession battle is further intensified as Mnangagwa's allies have actively lobbied for the term extension, while Chiwenga's faction appears to be quietly rallying support from within the party. The burial of Chigudu, a veteran of liberation struggle and a founding member of the Zimbabwe People's Revolutionary Army, was overshadowed by the factional discord. Chigudu, who trained in North Korea and spent 12 years in prison during Zimbabwe's liberation war, was honored for his contributions to the country's independence. Observers believe the open clash at the Heroes' Acre could mark the beginning of a more visible struggle for control of ZANU-PF's ruling party as the Mnangagwa Chiwenga succession battle continues to unfold. Ndo mabuditso akati kwa nyaya iyi muri Zimbabwe neNews Zimbabwe tisingaziva kuti munoona sei nyaya itudziwo zvamuri kufunga mucomment section. Azinaumira mushe muri Zimbabwe ndofunga dinianda radio vakabuda vachitaura pamusoro peclash yemasupporters vaMnangagwa pamwe chete navaChiwenga achitaurayo vachiti Mnangagwa versus Chiwenga fight could potentially lead to another coup. So the recent public clashes between supporters of President Emmerson Mnangagwa and his deputy Constantino Chiwenga at the Heroes' Acre are not a flat. They are a stark reminder of the deep-seated fissures within ZANU-PF. These divisions, fueled by corruption, greed, and bitter succession dispute, bear an uncanny resemblance to the events that led to the ouster of former President Robert Mugabe in 2017. History, it seems, is poised to repeat itself unless cooler heads prevail. The scene at Heroes' Acre, where Mnangagwa's loyalists and Chiwenga supporters traded verbal salvos, underscores the escalating tension within ZANU-PF. Chiwenga's thinly veiled denunciation of corruption during his speech, where he condemned Mbinga and Zvigananda, was a direct jab at Mnangagwa's inner circle and indirectly an attack on his own boss. Interestingly, when Mnangagwa rose to power, his allies, Chiwenga among them, claimed that Mugabe was surrounded by criminals who were looting the nation's resources for self-enrichment. Ironically, the incumbent now seems to be also surrounded by criminals looting the nation's resources for their own benefit. Just days after Chiwenga's rebuke of the state-sponsored corruption, details emerged that Wikno Chivayo, a controversial businessman with close ties to Mnangagwa, had secured a $100 million tender from the Ministry of ICT. This revelation, coupled with Chivayo's audacious request to EcoBank to increase his monthly withdrawal limit to $20 million each for his two briefcase companies, is a slap in the face to ordinary Zimbabweans grappling with foreign currency shortages and economic hardships. Ironically, Chivayo had been doling out luxury vehicles like candy to ZANU-PF apologists without the Zimbabwe Anti-Corruption Commission showing no political will to probe the sources of his seemingly lucrative income. This is a glaring example of how the politically connected continue to enrich themselves while the nation bleeds. The parallels to Mugabe's downfall are impossible to ignore. In 2017, it was the blatant looting by the G40 faction led by Mugabe's wife, Grace, that galvanized the military and ZANU-PF's faction to unite against them. Today, it is Mnangagwa's allies like Chivayo who are accused of bleeding the nation dry. The irony is palpable. Mnangagwa, who rose to power on an anti-corruption platform, now finds himself besieged by these very same allegations that doomed his predecessor. Factionalism within ZANU-PF is not just a threat to the ruling party's unity. It is a ticking time bomb for the nation. The succession dispute between Mnangagwa and Chiwenga, if unresolved, could escalate into violence, potentially leading to another coup. This is very concerning at a time when the masses are already grappling by economic hardships, exacerbated by Finance Minister Mtilingule's hefty taxes and never ceasing austerity measures. The government's failure to address these grievances, coupled with its apparent tolerance of corruption, is a recipe for unrest. Said Kasukwere's declaration, reference to the current turmoil is Mnangagwa Declaration 3, is true. Just as the Mnangagwa Declaration of 1975 and the 2017 coup were watershed moments in Zimbabwe's history, the current factionalism could herald another seismic shift. However, this time the stakes are even higher. The economic is in free fall, public trust in the government is at an all-time low, and the military, historically a kingmaker in our politics, is watching closely. Otherwise, the events at Heroes Acre may be a prelude to a far more explosive confrontation, one that would plunge the nation into chaos again. The question is not whether Zimbabwe can afford another coup, but whether it can survive one. The answer lies in the hands of its leaders. Will they learn from history, or will they repeat its mistakes? Only time will tell. Nozakataurwa ni Nanda Radio muri Zimbabwe shinze tumaintain our fight turimo imomo tunogona kulida to another coup shinze doza ngazakuitika pachirongwana G49 la Costa nawo pakurongwana team Chiwenga na team Mnangagwa tunogona kungobenda tisingazoti niona sei nyaya yetu dzeyo zvamukufunga mu comment section.